What up, world? It's Eternal Authenticity, broadcasting live. And I'm doing a video now, an audio message. Just felt like sharing an audio message because I don't want people to see where I live, you know. Sometimes I do show, but I don't know. I'm doing an audio message. You know, I don't want people knowing all of where my whereabouts are. You know, because I have that right, you know what I'm saying? So I don't have any stalkers or creepy energy, you know? But anyways, my message is that do the best with what you have. You know, do the best you can with what you have. That's my message. Like, a lot of times, you know, for instance, one thing I gotta say is that all of our food, no matter if you're meat eater, no matter if you're vegetarian, no matter if you're alkaline, plant-based, vegan, you know, pescatarian, whatever, all of our food has been compromised. Everything's been compromised. The water, the food, you know, everything. So that's basically what I'm realizing. You know, the water, the food, and even like the herbs, you know, the herbs have been you know what I'm saying? Like the ganja, you know, weed, marijuana, whatever, that's been compromised. So I've realized, you know, like it might not have seeds, you know, in it. And that shows that it's been modified, that it's unnatural. But like I've realized that do the best with what you have, you know what I'm saying? Make the best of it, accept it, you know. Like that's the point I'm making. Like, my bad, I was just checking the laundry room to see if there's any open machines to do my laundry. But like, yeah, like for instance, let's say you don't have any money, you don't have a car. This is my story, you know what I'm saying? From my example, I'm telling y'all, I'm putting y'all in my shoes. I don't have a car. I'm going to Whole Foods or Trader Joe's or another market nearby, you know, within walking distance, you know, within a mile or two. And let's say I want to get some organic oranges, but let's say they don't have seeds in it. Or let's say I get the organic limes and they don't have seeds in it, you know, something like that. You know, that's my example that I'm making. Limes, oranges, whatever. Like, and they don't have seeds in it. I found that out. You know, that sucks. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe, well, yeah, something like that. You know, and like, or grapes. You know, I've only had seeded grapes like once or twice in my whole entire life. One time, Whole Foods actually did have some seeded grapes. I remember it. I got some from them. But that's it. You know, I'm here. You know, where else am I going to get seeded grapes at? You know, in walking distance. You know, so I'm doing the best with what I have. I'm not being hard on myself. I'm not being tough on myself. I'm recognizing that I am enough. I am good enough. And at least I'm doing something. And there are benefits of fruits. And fruits, all fruits, you know what I mean? It's better than eating, you know, a Snickers bar, like a candy bar or some candy, you know what I'm saying? Or just starchy potato chips. You know, of course, like Dr. Sebi said, we need to have stuff with seeds in it. Yes, I know, in an ideal, perfect world, then that's how it's going to be. But I'm Eternal Authenticity. I keep it 100 with y'all. I keep it real with y'all. I keep it real for people who are in, you know, the United States, in Texas, you know, in Dallas, whatever. And they're figuring everything out. And they're realizing, wow, everything is compromised. You know, the water, you know what I'm saying? The fluoride water, the tap water. That's why I don't drink tap water. You know what I'm saying? The gallons of water, of spring water, you know, it got plastic in it, BPA or whatever. You know, so you got to get glass bottles of water. And that's way more expensive than plastic. Maybe you don't have the money to buy a glass of bottled water, a glass of water. You know what I'm saying? Like an actual bottle made out of glass, or a pack of them. You don't have the money for that. You know what I mean? So basically, you got to do the best with what you have until you get to where you want to be. And the same thing for the weed, the ganja, the cannabis, the marijuana. I smoked a lot. And yeah, there's been decent amount of times where there were seeds. I found seeds in the bud, at different times from certain people. You know what I mean? Certain times. But honestly, the majority of the times, I did not find any seeds in the buds. You know what I mean? The GMO, hybrid, marijuana, cannabis, ganja. And, it still has medicinal benefits. It's still going to heal. It's still an herb. It's still God's herb, God's gift. But, my point is that do the best with what you have. What am I going to do? Where am I going to find? How am I going to make a trip to go to Jamaica or go to the Caribbean or go to Honduras with what money? You know what I'm saying? So I'm doing the best with what I have. I've been doing the best with what I have. For people, I'm standing up for people that's doing the best with what they have until you get to where you want to get to, until you get, that manifestation to help have everything set for you, where you're able to drive to an international market, 20, 30 minutes away, where you have a car and you have the money to do that, to invest into your vehicle, with seeded fruits, organic oyster mushrooms, organic whatever. It takes work, it takes patience. And I'm standing up for the people that don't have it yet, that's doing the best with what they have. And I'm telling you, stay strong, keep doing the best you can with what you have right now, so if you know weed is good for you, cannabis, ganja, it makes you feel good. Bob Marley enjoyed it. Dr. Sabi enjoyed it. A lot of people enjoy it. It's good for your spirit, good for your soul, good for your mind, helps you to relax, helps you to be free, helps out with your appetite. It helps out with a lot. It's a healing herb. And nowadays it's been modified, the weed, cannabis, marijuana has been modified now, it's been souped up, it's been hybridized, what I'm saying? It's been had chemicals and man has been tampering with it. So with that being said, that's just something to keep in mind, but whenever you see the weed with the seeds in it, then that's some real medicinal healing stuff, you know what I mean? And we don't control what we get, especially if you're living in a place that doesn't even, if you don't have dispensaries and stuff like that and you're not in the Caribbean, it's real hard, to find the best, so you got to do the best with what you have. You got to be an alchemist. You got to make the best out of the situations, so smoke your weed, what I'm saying? Get high, heal yourself, and just know that whenever you go to Jamaica, whenever you go to Honduras, whenever you go to the Caribbean, South America, whatever, then you'll find some real ganja, some real weed, some real fruits too, oranges in Mexico too, and the herbs, you'll find real herbs in Mexico, real ganja, real oranges, real limes, and whatever, real seeded grapes. So my point is that yes, we all know organic, seeded life, plant-based information, foods, herbs, weed, ganja, marijuana, whatever, fruits, other fruits, and also water too, spring water, all of that, coconut water, without sugar, coconut water without sugar, just plain coconut water in a bottle, all of that, you got to get down to the raw, the real. And you got to get to the source eventually. You got to have that plan that, hey, I may not be there right now. I may be getting healthy fruits and stuff like that and whatever. And that's cool. I'm doing better than what most of society is doing. I'm a lot more awake than most of society. But I know eventually I'll get to that next level, that highest level, where I have access to the best of the best, at all times, where it's no problem for me to go to the store that has what I need, or go to the dispensary that has what I need, and get the weed that I want, get the fruit that I want, get the fruit that's not GMO, the fruit that's not extremely large in size, that's been genetically modified, even organic fruit sometimes are very large because they've been modified. It's unnatural. But the same thing with the food too, the meals, if you're not, and I'm not talking about just alkaline, I'm talking about if you're getting these little plant-based prepared meals or whatever, these vegan meals, vegan dinners that are in the freezer section, same thing with that. A lot of that might be GMO and it's frozen and, maybe not all alkaline and, may have some different spices in there that are not alkaline or whatever. I know it's just let go of perfection. That's my message for this video. Let go of perfection. You're doing enough. Just make an effort. And that's all I got to say. Everything's been compromised. Even if you eat meat, it's gone through a long process to clean the meat, to season the meat, to, get it to pass this inspection or whatever, certifications, qualifications, all these hormones added, just clean, all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with the water, like the plastic water, you got to get the paper bottled water, the box of water or a glass, bottle of water, but just do the best with what you have. Nobody's perfect. You're never going to have perfect circumstances. You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to be an alchemist and just pat yourself on the back and say, hey, I am doing enough. I am awake. I am conscious. I am making great efforts to improve my health. I'm not going to be so strict, so hard and tough on myself. I know what's meant for me. I know the truth. I know what's real and what's the best. So that's what I'm going to go after. I'm going to do the best with what I have now. So if I got to eat some kiwi or some orange that don't got any seeds, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? At least I have it. You know what I'm saying? Be grateful for what you have. Be grateful. Be grateful. Be thankful. And do the best with that. You will get some antioxidants from that. However, it's not from the best source. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have seeds. It's not all the way complete. You know what I mean? It's not from the original God's creation of foods or herbs or whatever. So with that kept in mind, you just got to know and aim for seeded everything. Seeded fruits, seeded veggies, seeded herbs, all that. You know what I'm saying? Seeds and everything. Look for that. And same thing with the water, do the best with what you have until you can get glass bottles of water, or paper boxes of water, Don't be a perfectionist. A beautiful thing is never perfect. So just keep that in mind. That's all I got to say, honestly. Do the best with what you have now. Everything we consume has been compromised or tampered with. So that's all I got to say. Y'all have a great day. DM me on Instagram at Eternal Authenticity for one-to-one wellness and nutrition counseling. DM me and follow me on Instagram at Eternal Authenticity for one-to-one wellness and nutrition counseling. Cash App donations are appreciated. $ Sky Blackwell, $Sky Blackwell, $SKY BLACKWELL. Thank you very much. But yeah, I'm gonna end this on a positive note. Do the best with what you have. You know the truth. I'm telling you, all things made by God and all things that are natural and made by God and that are on Dr. Sebi's list does have seeds. That's the truth. Okay. However, I'm speaking up for the people that's doing the best with what they have. For the people who don't have access to natural marijuana 100% of the time, where they can just boom, get it at the snap of a finger, and just have it. For people, I'm speaking up for people who don't have a car, who taking the bus, or who's walking the streets, or just relying on rides from friends and family, and they may give you some oranges or some grapes or some limes or whatever, or some fruit that may be not organic or may not have seeds, or whatever the case may be, or someone gives you some bottles of water, it may be purified, or it may just be plastic bottled water of spring water. Don't be so analytical. Stop analyzing everything. That's how you ruin your happiness. That's how you lose your joy, because you're analyzing everything. You're trying to be a perfectionist. You're trying to make everything perfect. You're trying to have this image that you're just so high and mighty and perfect, and that you're better than everybody. And that's not true. Just do the best of what you have. That's the point I'm making. Do the best of what you have. Do the best of what you have. It's really hard to get stuff with seeds and everything. I'm not saying it's impossible, but I'm saying until you get to that point, do the best of what you have. The truth. It's a transition process. It doesn't happen overnight. You don't just boom, eat meat and dairy and eggs and fish and starch for 20, 30 years of your life. And then all of a sudden you see something about Dr. Sabi, and then all of a sudden you just change overnight. You find all the organic produce, you get all the herbs, you get all the seeded fruits and vegetables, and you just are all of a sudden changed overnight. No, it takes years. It takes the same amount of years that you took to harm your body, the same amount of years that you took feeding your body substances that are not natural, that are acidic. You got to reverse all of that. You got to take the same amount of time probably to reverse all of that disease, truly. So that's all I got to say. Do the best with what you have. Nobody's perfect. Do the best with what you have. And that goes for everything else, with your phone, with your microphone, with your camera, with your apartment or house or car or clothes that you have, whatever the case may be. Do the best with what you have. Nobody is perfect. That's really all I got to say. I'm telling y'all the truth. I told y'all, what's natural, what's from God, it's with the seeds. However, nobody's perfect. Nobody's going to say, oh, if I didn't have any money and I didn't have nothing, no food, no money, and I had to get some fruits. Instead of getting, a Pop-Tart or some candy or, some beef jerky, instead of getting something real unhealthy like that, instead, I'm going to get a healthy choice that has veggies or fruits in it, and I accept that that's what it is, I accept that I'm not a perfectionist. I accept that it's good enough. I accept that I know what I'm doing, and that eventually I will get to what I want to get. It takes time. So let go of perfection. Let go of perfection. Let go of perfection. When it comes to finding the right foods. Yes, use Dr. Sabi's list. Yes, go vegan, go plant-based. Yes, stick to mainly alkaline foods on Dr. Sabi's list. Yes, but this is all a process. Just like a tree takes years to grow, and just like a baby takes 9 months inside the womb, it takes time to heal, especially when you put your body through a lot of stress and pain for several years. You got to reverse all that. You got to get to the source. You got to become what you want. And that's basically what I'm doing. You know what I mean? So I'm just speaking up for people, telling them, let go of perfection. Like if someone gave you an orange and, you don't have any food, no money, and the orange doesn't have any seeds. You know, you can either throw it away or you can eat it. You know what I'm saying? It's up to you, honestly. You know, mostly everything has been compromised. You know, it's hard to find everything the perfect right way, you know, every time. Honestly, that's just how life is. This world is very diverse and has been tampered with by man. So until we get to the point of growing our own fruits and vegetables, until we get to the point where we have that space to do that, then we got to do the best of what we have. I'm speaking up for those people. I'm speaking up for the people that's living in a 1-bedroom apartment with no car. You know what I'm saying? And they want to have their own house like I do. I will have my own house. I will have my own mansion. I'm going to have my own mansion paid for in cash, in full. And I will have a beautiful garden, you know, to grow okra, to grow bell peppers, to grow habanero peppers, you know, to grow ganja freely. You know what I'm saying? Marijuana, cannabis in a nice open state place, you know, open to cannabis use place, you know, none of this restrictions, no restrictions, you know what I'm saying? No, you know, laws or problems or scrutiny or criticism towards enjoying weed, cannabis, ganja, you know what I mean? I'm gonna have my own place where I can freely use and grow as much weed as I want, you know, and I'll have avocados, I will have grapes, you know, I will have berries, I will make my own jellies and jams, just like my grandma did, you know, and I will have, what else, kale and arugula and lettuce and mushrooms. Yeah, I'll have all that in my garden, you know, all of that. And I will be living a good life. You know, that's what I'm focusing on. Being in a space like in the Caribbean, you know, or in a warm place, California, Hawaii, you know, St. Lucia, Jamaica, U.S. Virgin Islands, all those places, cannabis, ganja, marijuana, weed is legal. So that's where I'm looking to be at, where I'm appreciated, where I'm accepted, and where, you know, there's open minds there. You know what I'm saying? I'm speaking up for people who's making it out of the mud, who's climbing out of the dirt, who's climbing out of the traps, who's climbing out of the bucket of crabs, you know, hard times, you know, until we get to where we want to get to growing our own stuff, having our own land, having our own house. We got to do the best with what we have. That's all I'm saying. You know, if you don't have land to grow your own stuff, then it's okay. You know what I'm saying? If you don't have the setup to grow your own fruits and vegetables and stuff, like, it's okay. Do the best with what you have now. Go to a farmer's market, you know, when you have the chance. Go to Whole Foods. You know, do the best with what you have. That's all I'm saying. Don't be too hard on yourself and pat yourself on the back. Give up perfection. Y'all have a great day. It's Eternal Authenticity, broadcasting live. Peace. Let go of perfection. You are good enough. You are appreciated. Everything has been compromised. Nobody is perfect.